Hey, good morning and welcome to the Tom Barfield Show on a Friday. We are on location. We're in Stillwater, Oklahoma, as we get ready for Baylor baseball. The Bears open up a three-game series tonight with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Friday night at 6, Saturday night at 6, and then we'll conclude the series Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And we're here for the radio broadcast with Mark Outlaw, the former Baylor Bear, is going to join me on the broadcast. Derek Smith is with women's basketball. We'll talk a little bit about that with Lark coming up in just a few minutes. We're presented by Tow King. Tow King, where you have 24-hour emergency roadside assistance at your beck and call when you need it. Give Gary Hoppin and his team a call at 254-666-5484. We talk about it all the time. Put that phone number in your phone. Hopefully you'll never have to use it. But if you do, they're going to be able to take great care of you. Now, that's whether you may be on a unicycle or you may be driving a big 18-wheeler. They've got the equipment that can take care of you at Tow King. Tow King, our presenting sponsor of the show here today and every day for that matter. All right, let's welcome into the program Lark Smith back in Waco, Texas. Good morning, Lark. What's going on today?
Oh, just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's just another Friday in Central Texas sports-wise.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about. Did you watch any of the basketball last night?
I watched the BYU-Texas game and then watched Houston blow out whoever it was they blew out. I saw a little bit of both of those.
Yeah, I think Houston won by 30 or 40 points. I was on my drive up. I was listening to Duke in Siena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I don't know that Duke played poorly. I just thought it was a terrific basketball game between a 1 and a 16, which I know that's surprising to a lot of people, but it really was a terrific game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you get to this level, anything can happen. We had had TCU knock off Ohio State yesterday. North Carolina got knocked out yesterday. I mean, who would think North Carolina gets knocked out in the first round?
What's a high point?
Well, it's usually the top of something, but
high point is on to the round of 32. I can tell you that much. But
yes, they are.
They got to win. TCU won, A&M won, Texas won, as you mentioned, and U of H won, as you mentioned today. Tech, Arizona, Iowa State, UCF. I got Arizona winning it all. Who do you have winning it all?
I've got Arizona getting to the championship game, but I got them losing to Houston in that title game.
So you got a all Big 12 championship game.
I've got 4 Big 12 teams in the Final Four. I've got Iowa State in there too. Duke's the only one. Duke's the only one that's not a Big 12 team that I have in my Final Four.
And you know who we had not talked about is Kansas. That's the one we missed. We were kind of going through it, but I think they played today. So anyway, so we'll see. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, Baylor softball's got a big series. It's a non-con, but it's a big series. Anytime you play UT, top 5 program, it's going to be a great challenge for Glenn Moore's team. And I'm kind of curious. It's only a 2-game set today and tomorrow.
Yeah, and they're playing at each place. They're playing down in Austin one game and playing in Waco the other game. Yeah,
I love that. I'll be honest.
Oh, absolutely. We loved that back when it was done in the old was they done in the Southwest Conference,
no,
or was it just the Big 12?
But that's back when the Aggies and the Longhorns were still in the league. So we would do a 2-1 with the 3 teams, and so everybody got to see everybody. Your fans got to see Baylor fans, in other words, got to see Texas, and they got to see Texas A&M. Now, one of those teams you got to see twice in the weekend, and the other team once, and vice versa. I mean, that's how that way. Texas and Texas A&M were able to play home and home, and we were able to play home and home with Texas and Texas A&M. It really worked out. I thought it was a great concept, and I think the fans liked it. Honestly, I think the league liked it.
Sure, I mean you're going to get a great gate both ways, so I still think there's plenty of room during non-conference for Baylor, A&M. SMU, well, does SMU
doesn't play baseball?
Yeah, I still hate Russ.
I think SMU and North Texas ought to play a doubleheader today. No, I'm
yeah, but no, I still hate Russ Potts for discontinuing baseball and keeping soccer, but that's another story.
Yeah. Speaking of soccer, there was a lot of high school soccer played last night, wasn't there?
Yes, there was. Yeah, there was several boys and girls games last night. Waco High got knocked out by Midlothian 8-0. It was La Vega advancing to the next round, beating Taylor 6-1. And Robinson was knocked off by LaGrange 2-0 in the girls' side.
And we got some games coming up, right?
Yeah, we do. Boys' side last night, Waxahachie knocked off Temple 6-0, and La Vega advanced with a 7-2 win over LaGrange. Tonight, there is a soccer doubleheader at Waco ISD Stadium. The University girls playing Midlothian at 5:30. The University boys playing Terrell right after that about 7:30. Also, Waco High is at Red Oak. Robinson is at Salado on the boys' side. And Midway and Waxahachie are playing tonight in the first round of the UIL soccer playoffs.
Well, there you go. So, and we're going to dive into all the sports news a little later on. On the program today, Darin Thomas is going to join us from Baylor Baseball. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. I want to take him back to his UTA days. I just want, we'll just go talk. I love talking baseball. You love talking baseball. And we're going to talk baseball with Darin Thomas. And then you're going to visit with your old buddy, Alton Jones. How do we say it in the business? He's a pro angler, right?
That's right.
How you say it?
He is a pro angler.
So we'll talk fishing with Alton a little later on in the program. So there you go. So we're off and running on a Friday. We're glad you're with us. We are brought to you in part by Waco Body Men Company. Thanks to Todd Behringer. Thanks to Thomas Wenzel and all the guys and gals over at Waco Body Men. Look, if you're trying to control your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions, and it's designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive, you can do it, and you can do it well at Waco Body Men. I think the facility is over 7,000 square feet. It's just an unbelievable place. You want to take a tour, set up a tour. Go online, check them out, wacobodymen.com, wacobodymen.com, one of the many great businesses in downtown. We talk about downtown all the time. Our company, Rogue Media, we're in downtown. We're right on the edge of downtown. And we got an office also in the Alico building. So I'd say that's downtown. So we're downtown, and the revitalization downtown is unreal. I mean, it really is. And it's not just the downtown corridor anymore. I mean, I took a drive down Elm Street the other day, headed over to Jasper's Barbecue. It's amazing what's going on Elm Street and in that neighborhood. So really cool to see and good stuff there. So again, thanks to Waco Body Men for being a part of the broadcast. All right, we get a break right here, and when we come back, we will talk with Darin Thomas. That's next on the Tom Barfield Show.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Yeah, Friday edition of the Tom Barfield Show presented by Tow King. We're also brought to you in part by JK Roofing. Hey, look, if you're in need of a new roof, whether it's the conventional shingles or maybe you're thinking about a metal roof. You're not sure whether you need a new roof. Call JK Roofing, contact them, and they'll come out and let you know, hey, yeah, you need a new roof. I mean, it's your past. You got to get a new roof. Or hey, look, you may have 2 more years left on your roof. So let JK Roofing check it out for you. jkroofs.com. That's jkroofs.com. Or you can call them at 254-744-2211. All right, let's welcome into the program, live from Stillwater, Oklahoma as well. We welcome in Director of Baseball Operations, Darin Thomas. DT, good morning. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good morning. Glad to be on.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about, we'll go back to UTA in just a minute, but kind of talk me through what you do from an on-field position as far as practice is concerned, and then as far as the game is concerned, and then let's kind of talk about some of the things that you take care of, which is plenty in the off-the-field realm of the baseball department.
Well, I'm basically doing a lot of the things that I never did as a head coach. Travel, equipment. The biggest thing is just making sure everything's paid for, receipts, expense reports, trying to watch the budget as good as possible. As far as on the field, you're in my position, in Brian Furlong's position now, we're able to coach, not recruit, which is fine with me. We're able to help out and just wherever. But before this year, we were not allowed to coach. So it's a little different this year.
Right. So I notice you have a position that you kind of, I mean, it's the same spot every game. You got a chair right by the entrance to the dugout. Is that what you just like it there, or is there a particular reason why you're positioned right there?
I just like it there. Just a chance you can see the field, close to Coach Thompson, close to Zach, close to Blair. And if there's something going on, they need. I'm not afraid to throw my opinion out there if they want it. But I know my role. I'm not a full-time coach. Kind of a bench coach. Just run something by me, and I'll give you my opinion.
I was going to ask, do they? Particularly with Toppy, do they bounce things off of you? Hey, what do you think?
Yeah. We talk all the time in the office, and but during the game, he'll slide down and just go, hey, what do you think about this pinch hitter? What do you think about this guy or that guy? And I'm not gonna give my opinion unless he wants it. Every once in a while I will. Hey, I don't think I'd pitch to this guy if I was you, but it's up to you. But at the end of the day, it's his decision.
Right.
But just another set of eyes.
We'll talk about the weekend in just a minute, but let's go back to, well, and I first met you at UTA. Talk to me a little bit about that job. I know that was a great time for you in your life and in your family's life. Walk me through some of the highlights of UTA. I know that there was many, and you coached some really terrific players.
Well, I was fortunate to be there from 2001 until 22. And I was able to get 3 kids through K through 12 and college in the same school system, which is hard to do as a head coach. But very, very good place to work. They let you do your job. Now, when we moved into the Sun Belt, it was a lot tougher. Sun Belt's really good in baseball. There's no forgiving weekends. If you're struggling, you're going to get exposed. But it was fun. I learned a lot. Had some really good kids. A lot of them went on and played professional baseball. A lot of them have made it to the big leagues, and that's kind of rewarding.
Name drop for us. I know that Pence was obviously a big name, but kind of name drop some of the kids that come through the program for you.
We had Daniel Lortmeyer, played for the Giants. He was a 3rd-round pick. Hunter Pence was a 2nd-round pick, only because he got hurt his junior year. And Will Pendergrass's dad is the one who drafted him with the Astros. He was a 2nd-round pick. We had a 1st-round pick in Michael Choice, right there out of Mansfield, Timberview High School, great player for us. But Ryan Roberts, Adam Moore was a catcher in the Mariners organization. Just a bunch of them. Dylan G with the Royals, with the Mets. There's a lot of them, and we have Cade Winquist on. He's still on the Yankees spring training roster right now. We'll see how that goes, but there's another possibility right there.
I hate to use the term mid-major, but I guess that's the best way to describe it. What were some of the challenges you had from a recruiting standpoint, recruiting against, the TCUs and the Baylors and
there's a lot of challenges. UTA was kind of a commuter campus, is what people thought. And that hurt us in recruiting a little bit. But what we learned was once we got them there, they liked it. And that was up to us as a coaching staff to provide a good environment, good culture where they wanted to show up for practice every day. They felt like they were getting worked with. And we played a really good schedule. Every Tuesday was a Power 5. We're right close to a lot of them. Played Oklahoma, Texas, A&M, Baylor, Tech, played Oklahoma State, Will Roberts. They're all good. So you're really challenged on midweek games. But as a mid-major, there are challenges. But we were able to have some success.
Visiting with Darin Thomas, Director of Operations for Baylor Baseball. DT, talk to me a little bit about the conference. Every year this seems to be a really terrific league. What do you see with this league right now? Because, of course, we're early, but I don't see that clear-cut, hey, everybody's chasing X. Do you?
I think it was TCU at the beginning of the year. They've had some injuries. Kurt does a great job. Mosiel does a great job. They're going to win. They've just been banged up a little bit, but it is early. I know one thing: every weekend's a challenge, and you're going to face good arms. I think that's the biggest difference in jumping from a mid-major to the Big 12 is the quality and the quantity of the pitching staff. We faced Ole Miss, Texas, Oregon State. West Virginia Sunday guy was unbelievable. We faced some really good arms, and I think that's only going to help us down the road.
Obviously, you can't win it in week 1 or week 2, but you can certainly kind of dig yourself a hole.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that this weekend, and they're both on the road, this weekend here in Stillwater and next weekend on the road in Houston, big weekends for these two, for this
club?
Yeah,
we need to play well and get a few. We're a little banged up in the pitching staff, and those guys are going to get healthy. We're building their pitch count up. We got to survive that to where we get a full rotation later on. It was a big win last Friday, the opener against West Virginia. They're a really good club, and I didn't realize the Sunday guy, was coming off Tommy John from last year. Really good lefty. We called her match team pitch for pitch for a long time. We just come up short. But you're right. This weekend and next weekend, we've got to keep our head above water till we get our arms healthy.
You mentioned that, and sometimes it's hard to understand, but with one starter out, that really changes how you approach the entire weekend, how you use your bullpen, what bullpen arms will be available to start the Saturday or the Sunday game or whatever the case may be. It changes the whole complexion of your pitching staff, does it not?
Well, I'll take you one step further. If like on Friday night when Davenport was going, our team thought we were going to win because he was pitching so well. Well, he only got to go 3 innings. Our bullpen had to pick us up. We had to score. We had a big inning. Mm-hmm. When Calder was going on Sunday, we're in the game, and your starting pitching gives your team strength. And if one of them's out, that means you're going to have to fill those innings with somebody, and that takes away from your bullpen depth for the weekend.
Well, and if you use a guy tonight, for example, behind Davy, that obviously affects that person for the availability for tomorrow when you're trying to win another ball game.
Yes, and that's where we need to hang on these next couple of weekends till we get Stahl back healthy and his pitch count built back up. His last outing, he was great against Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
He's been good all year for us. He's a key part to what we're doing. We've lost Green, big arm, conference starter, but other people have lost people too. So it's just it's an opportunity for other guys. They're just going to have to step up and do it, and we got to score. We got to take a little pressure off of them.
Is there been anything that's kind of surprised you about this club through the first 20, 21 ball games?
I think, and this may sound crazy, but I think the way our young guys have handled it, they've been good. For the first time being out there, snow in left field, Bo Caraway's played a lot for us. Janicek in right field. Clements is first time he's played. We got a lot of guys that haven't played at this level. They've done that position player wise. They've done a great job, and I think they played really good defense. We've ran the bases. We have faced some really good pitching, and that is kind of shown in our offensive numbers. But we're going to be fine. I just think the way our young guys have handled a really tough schedule early, hopefully that they keep getting better and learning.
Quality opponents, big stages, yet they've done well, haven't they? I mean, it hasn't overwhelmed them, and the stage hasn't been too big.
No, and you throw in Dottie at third base. He's played really well over there, and it's just his second year at this level. Travis has played really well at shortstop. He's been great, outstanding. He's got a great career ahead of him. Tice has picked us up with some. I think he's got 7 home runs already.
He had 3 grand slams one night.
Yeah, I realize that. We were giving him a hard time, thinking, don't end up with 3. You need more than 3 home runs at the end of the year. So he's already taken care of that. But no, it's challenging. I like our group. I tell you what, of the 4 years I've been here, this is one of my favorite groups to be around every day and work with. They've been fun.
This is, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is by far the most athletic team we've had in a long time.
I think so. All I can speak for is the 4 years. Some of these guys asked me, what was it like back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s playing Baylor? I said, they're tough. I mean, man, Mitch got some great players in here. And I said, you guys are some of these guys had no idea how good players that have been here and the big leaguers that have been in this program throughout the years and even recently. But no, it's been fun. They've been a fun group to be around. They're learning that they like to be at the field every day. They travel well. They're not overwhelmed. Now, we're not always having the success we need, but I think it's going to pay off in the long run.
Talking with Darin Thomas, Director of Operations at Baylor Baseball. Hey, DT, talk to me a little bit about Oklahoma State. Now, this is an interesting group. They're 0-3. They got swept down in Central Florida, but they were in every single ball game and just came up a little short. So, I mean, don't let that 0-3 fool you, right?
Hey, listen, I think UCF's really good. We played them the last weekend of the year last year at their place. And they didn't make the tournament, and that they're really good. I mean, they're very, very well coached. He does a great job. They're very disciplined. They play hard. They play the game right. So getting swept at UCF, that doesn't surprise me. Oklahoma State's really good. I think they're going to run 6 or 7 left-handed hitters out there. It's an offensive park. They play with some swagger. They know they can score if you got them down. I think of the first time we came to O'Brate, we were up 7-0 on Friday night and got beat. They don't panic. Their offense is relentless. They're going to run some good left-handed arms out there. It's going to be a challenging weekend.
Okay, DT, we're going to let you go. We appreciate it. Thanks so much for your time, and we'll catch up with you soon.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Have fun. That's Darin Thomas, And Lark, let me tell you, and I want to toot his horn a minute because it is. Can you imagine taking care of 50, 60 people in the travel roster and making sure that that they get from point A to point B, whether it's a bus or an airplane or whatever the case may be. You got to get them fed. You got to make sure they have a, quality hotel. Got to make sure that their laundry's done. I mean, he oversees all of that. Plus, don't let him kid you. They lean on him a lot in that dugout. I mean, his experience is just, you know him. I mean,
Sure.
This guy is a baseball guy.
Yeah. And, I don't like going on vacations because that would be 4 people that I'd have to corral and feed and keep them in line. I can't imagine trying to keep 50 guys who are between the ages of 18 and 24. I've had one experience with something like that with 14 and 15-year-olds on a Little League trip to Florida. So
no thanks.
I can understand how that's like herding cats.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking around last night, when I got to the hotel, they were practicing. So he had to get transportation to get over to the ballpark and then get them back over here around 8:00, make sure that they're fed, talk to them a little bit about, study hall and, oh, by the way, they are college kids. So that study thing comes into play. So there's a lot of moving parts that he's involved in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure that Coach Thompson, Zach, those guys lean on DT quite often because of the head coaching experience that he's had. And, he knows not only baseball, but he knows the players because, he had to study all those upcoming players in case he was going to have to recruit them to a UTA. So, I mean, he said he's not involved in recruiting now, but still, I guarantee you he's studying players. He knows what their strengths, what their weaknesses are, and that's why he's a great asset to have in the dugout on game day.
No question. And we'll catch up with him again. I mean, it's fun to talk baseball with Darin Thomas. All right, let's see. It is a Friday morning. We're glad you're with us. We're presented by Tow King, where they offer you 24-hour roadside assistance. Make sure that you give Tow King a call if you need that service. We're also brought to you in part by Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. It's a Friday. How about lunch at Double R? Oh, heck, man, you can do it. You can do it in a couple of minutes if you want. They're open. Well, they're open now. They're open now, 10 a.m. They open from 10 until 4:30 Monday through Friday. Saturdays, 10 until 2. When Larka can attest to this. When all of our buddies come in for baseball, the fellow broadcasters, first thing they want to do is go get a burger at Double R. That's just what they want to do because they know that this is the best burger in Waco, and it may be the best burger they've ever had.
Now, that'll be my first stop as soon as we complete this program today.
Headed to Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And again, it's burgers, it's fries, it's tots, it's onion rings, it's Texas toothpicks. It's all those fun stuff. They even do grilled chicken sandwiches and chicken fried steak sandwiches. But I'm recommending a hamburger, just a good old hamburger. And you know what? If you got an event coming up this spring or this summer, whether it's a wedding, an anniversary party, or maybe a graduation party, you want to cater the meal, that way you're not having to deal with it, they can do that. Now, they'll cater burgers, that's for sure, but they can also cater anything else that you might be interested in. So if you're interested in catering and more information on catering, give them a call and talk to David, talk to Perry, and they'll get you fixed up with the catering process as well. All right. That's Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. 10:30 on this Friday morning. Here I go again, Lark, given the time. Does it really matter? This is a podcast. Coming up next, Lark's going to talk with Alton Jones. We'll do that next on the Tom Barfield Show.
Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering. Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is the company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over. Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday 10 until 2 or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
And you're back with us. This is the Tom Barfield Show, and we are brought to you in part by Lake Waco Golf Club. It's a semi-private facility on the north side of the lake, and man, they've got an 18-hole golf course. They've got a regulation par 3 course and very challenging par 3 course. Practice facilities, they give lessons out there. If you need a lesson, there's a couple of people that can help you with lessons over there. You know what, Lark, I'm going to tell you right now that this weekend may be the weekend that you get to the swimming pool. What are we talking about? Mid-90s, something like that?
That's what they're talking about. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
You know what?
I'm glad.
I don't know about if it's going to be in fruition, but it's certainly going to be in Waco in the 90s. So anyway, if you want to get a tee time, you can do so by calling 756-2161. That's 756-2161. Check them out, Lake Waco Golf Course, LakeWacoGC.com, LakeWacoGC.com. All right, Lark Smith, what do you got for us this morning?
All right, let's talk a little sports here. First off, we've got Big 12 baseball. You guys are up in Oklahoma to play the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Yesterday, Brigham Young went to West Virginia and lost 7-4. Brigham Young always playing their series Thursday, Friday, Saturday, even when they're on the road. Elsewhere in the Big 12 this weekend, you got Texas Tech at Arizona. TCU is hosting UCF, and Houston is on the road at Kansas. Big 12 softball this week. You've got Baylor and Texas. We talked about that earlier, where they're going to play kind of a split doubleheader. One game going to be played in Austin today. Then they'll play back here in Waco tomorrow. Texas Tech is taking on UCF. Some SEC softball schedule. You got Texas A&M at home against Kentucky this week. And then you got Ole Miss and Oklahoma playing over in Mississippi. I didn't mention SEC baseball this weekend, but the Oklahoma Sooners are number 8. They're taking on LSU in Baton Rouge this weekend. Texas Longhorns are at number 5 Auburn, and the 23rd ranked Texas A&M Aggies are at home against Georgia. Spring training baseball is just about to wrap up. This is the last weekend for things in the Cactus League and the Grapefruit League. The Houston Astros over in the Grapefruit League lost to the New York Mets yesterday 6-2. They take on Miami today over in the Cactus League in Arizona. The Rangers got beat by Milwaukee 11-4, and today they're going to play a San Francisco split squad at Surprise. NCAA women's basketball. The Baylor women get underway today at 11 o'clock. You can see that game on ESPN. They're taking on the number 11 seed, Nebraska. Baylor, the number 6 seed. Also, you have Texas Tech taking on Villanova. That's a 7:30 game tonight. You can see that one on the U, but most of these games will be on ESPN. Matter of fact, if you're a women's basketball fan of the Big 12, you can pretty much turn on ESPN and as soon as this show is over, because you've got TCU taking on San Diego State at 11. That's followed by Texas taking on Missouri State at 3 o'clock. Then at 5 o'clock, it's LSU versus Jacksonville. So you can just kind of sit there and watch all those games, with Baylor part of that
again
stuff as well. Yeah.
Thursdays and Fridays of the NCAA tournament should be national holidays. There should not be any work being done. And in a lot of places, it's not. They may be at the place of employment, but they've got laptops and televisions, and they're glued to them. Yeah, and they should be. I mean, this is a holiday. The Monday after the Super Bowl should be a holiday.
Kind of what we've been doing for at least 40 years now, isn't it?
Well, I know, but I mean, everybody should get to do this. Yeah. I mean, as soon as we're done with this program, I'm gonna anchor down and I'm gonna watch basketball.
Yeah. Well, yesterday in basketball, they had a lot of upsets. Number one, TCU, which was the 9th seed, took out the 8th seed Ohio State. Mm-hmm. Number 11 seed Texas took care of the number 6 seed BYU. So there goes.
That's after traveling all the way across the country.
Yeah, yeah. Then
they were in the play-in game.
Yeah, they were. And then you've got Texas A&M. They're a number 10 seed. They took down a 7 seed in St. Mary's. Mm-hmm. And then the this wasn't an upset, but the 2 seed Houston defeated number 15 Idaho. They vandalized the Vandals 78-47. One other upset, we kind of mentioned this off and on, that Wisconsin, 5 seed, was knocked out by a 12 seed High Point. That final was 82-78. Yeah, 83. I'm sorry. It was 83-82. The other upset was North Carolina losing in overtime to the 11th seed Virginia Commonwealth. That was an 82-78 final. Today on True TV at 11:30, you got Texas Tech taking on Akron. At 8:25 tonight, Prairie View A&M, who won a play-in game, is taking on the number 1 seed and the defending national champions, Florida. That's going to be on TNT. And on CBS at 8:30, you can see the Kansas Jayhawks as they take on Cal Baptist. So that's kind of what's going on in the sports world. Well, you say we take a break, and maybe we'll have Alton after the break.
All right, we'll do that. We are brought to you in part by Morrison's Gifts. Well, I tell you, you just saw the commercial a moment ago, and they've got a little bit of this, they've got a little bit of that. Sally and her team can kind of guide you through no matter what you're looking for. That's all you have to do, guys. Show up, and she's going to say, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? Well, it's her birthday, or it's our anniversary, or whatever the case may be. And she's going to say, well, what does she like? Give me some of the things that she likes. And boy, from there, she's just going to run you through the store. It won't take long to find a really, really nice gift, one that's will mean a lot to your significant other, and they're going to take good care of it and get you fixed up and get you out the door. Because guys, we're not shoppers, we're buyers. We want to go in and get it done. We're not going to walk up and down an aisle, pick it up, set it back down, pick it up, set it back down. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. 4312 West Waco Drive. That's the Branson Square Shopping Center, right down the strip center from Jason's Deli. Stop by and tell them that we sent you by. We'll take the break, and we're coming right back with more in just a moment.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
All right, you're back with us as we continue on the program. You just saw the commercial for Waco Bodyman. I think I want to get Thomas, who runs Waco Bodyman for Todd Berger and that team over there. I want to get him on the program. I want to talk a little bit about that. You know, they talk about, Lark, they're always talking about working out, work out, make sure you work out, but you also got to take care of your body. You got to restore your body, and you can do that at Waco Bodyman. So I want to get all the details of how that works and what it means to your body and to your wellness, if you will. So I think maybe one day next week we'll try to get Thomas on the program and talk a little bit about that.
All right, sounds like a good idea. In the meantime, we have finally connected with our second guest of the day, Alton Jones.
All right. Hey, Alton.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're doing terrific. We appreciate your time. Be careful. You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm not. I've got my wife driving.
There you go.
Well, go ahead, Alton.
I thought I had signal, but I do now.
There you go.
Glad to hear it. First off, Alton, thank you for joining the show. First thing I want to know is just how did you get into professional fishing?
Well, fishing is something I learned from my granddad. He and I fished together really every weekend from the time I was in about kindergarten until I graduated from high school. And so it was something I was always really passionate about. He bought me a subscription to Bassmaster magazine when I was like 7 years old. And I started reading about these guys that were entering these tournaments and comparing their weights and winning prize money. And I thought, man, wouldn't that be cool? So it's kind of been a lifelong dream since I was just even a little bitty child. I've always wanted to pursue professional bass fishing.
To be a professional bass fisherman, is that kind of like being a professional golfer where you kind of need sponsors to get started?
It is. Well, in fact, it's just like being a professional golfer with a lot fewer zeros behind the paychecks. But it is. You really do need sponsors along the way, and it's kind of a catch-22 because when you're just starting out, sponsors really don't have too much.
Well, wherever you went, the service got lost. There you are.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm on Wi-Fi now, so we're good.
All right. Very good. What would be considered the Super Bowl of professional fishing?
Probably the Bassmaster Classic would be considered that.
Now, that's something that you have won before, is it not?
It is. Back in 2008, I sure did. I was fortunate enough to do that.
Yeah, well, recently there was a tournament here in the Central Texas area that was contested on both Lake Whitney and Lake Waco.
Right.
Now, you and I mean, you're a Central Texas guy. You fished those lakes probably a million times by now.
Yeah.
Those are two very different bodies of water to fish, and they have to approach each one different, don't you?
Yeah, you really do. Whitney is more of what I would call a highland reservoir. It's deep, it's clear, it's really rocky. Whereas Waken's more of a lowland reservoir. It's flat, it's got a lot of stumps, a lot of timber, a lot of really shallow water in it. And it's dirtier water too. So, the way this tournament worked, you actually had to qualify through Whitney in order to qualify for the final 2 days on Waco. And unfortunately, I got eliminated on Whitney. I decided to step out at the first possible opportunity, which man, I tell you, I got to admit, it stung a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine so. And then also on Saturday, the weather at Lake Waco was not very conducive to even being on the lake, much less fishing.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't. We had wind all week. We it was just one of those weeks that the weather systems were converging on Central Texas, and at least it wasn't cold. That was the nice plus about it. But we're used to wind in Central Texas, and these guys are the best in the world. They're used to wind, so um, I guess the good news is it's windy for everybody, so it's kind of levels the playing field. Like on a football field, bad weather is bad weather for everyone that's there.
Now, I notice in the background a lake. You're quote, quote, on vacation, but a fisherman takes a vacation to a lake? Really?
Yeah, that's right. My wife says I'm a workaholic.
I believe that. Just because I lived next door to you for a few years, I'm aware that fishing was basically a family commitment because you would leave very early in the morning in a motor home. You had a trailer that was specially made that you could put both a car and your boat on. And you would load up the trailer, the wife, the kids, everything, and be gone for several weeks.
Yeah, weeks or even months. About a few years into my professional fishing career, which started in 1990, we made the decision together to homeschool our kids and travel together as a family on the road. Family's something that's really, really important to us, and I never would have been able to have the career that I had in professional fishing without the commitment from Jimmy Sue and the kids also. So, we got to see some great places. We got to take the kids to some fantastic places all around the country. They got to see the different cultures that exist all across America. And that in itself adds to a really nice part of the education.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of that education, I'm going to guess part of that education was teaching your son Alton how to fish because he has followed in your footsteps, hasn't he?
Well, he really has, and I didn't intend it that way at all. Something like that is something that has to be made on an individual level, and you've got to have that deep burning passion to even think about succeeding at it. And obviously, he's got that. But we did spend a lot of time together on the water. In fact, he came down here to the lake house yesterday, and we got to spend a little bit more time on the water with him and my grandson.
Outstanding, outstanding. As I understand, this is your retirement year from professional fishing.
This is going to be my last year of competing. I've decided that when you get older, it's just like any other sport. You just can't compete as favorably and as consistently as you did when you were younger. Now, fortunately, in fishing, your career's not over when you're 30. But like it is in football or baseball or some of the other sports, you're able to do it, pretty effectively on up into your 60s. But I'm ready for chapter two, of life.
Well, will part of that be doing some private guide service?
I will not be doing any guide service whatsoever. I am not looking for another job in any form or fashion. It's going to be about being grandpa a whole lot. That's going to be a really important part of it. And also just being, I just want to do some volunteer things at my church and, things that I couldn't be involved with when I was gone half the year for the whole year. And so I really feel like the Lord is calling me into doing some different things. And that's what I want to pursue.
Now, I've got you listed as a Bassmasters professional, but there's a thing called Major League Fishing. And
Yes.
does that kind of conglomerate several different organizations? Is that how I understand it correctly?
Well, actually, Major League Fishing started about 15 years ago. There was a group of us anglers that got together and just kind of came to the realization that if we were going to ever do anything to really benefit the anglers and elevate the sport to a new level, it wasn't going to get done unless it got done by anglers and people who really loved it and were pouring their heart and soul and life into it. So we started that. It's been about 15 or 20 years ago now, and it's grown into really. It's a competing league now to Bassmaster. So it's kind of like when you had the NFL and the and the World Football League and those different ones right there. But right now, Major League Fishing really seems to have most of the momentum going in our favor, and so it's fun to do. It's a completely different format. This is really a format in our tournaments that's made for excitement, that's made for fan engagement, and it's a harder format to compete in than the other was. And that's probably one of the reasons I'm having to retire now, because I can't keep up with a lot of the younger guys.
Well, that I understand. I'm right there with you.
So in our format, every bass counts. We'll have, like on Lake Waco, we had a minimum scoreable weight of 1 pound 8 ounces, and so every bass you catch over 1/8 counts. Whereas traditional formats were your biggest 5 of the day. And so a lot of times you could go out early in the morning if you had a good enough spot, and you could catch 5 really nice big ones early in the morning, and you could kind of rest on your laurels the rest of the day because you already knew you'd had a good day. Right. Whereas in the new format, you've got to keep your foot on the gas all day long. You've got to keep figuring out how to catch fish all day through all different conditions as things change, as the water warms up, as it cools down, as it starts raining or gets windy. You can't ever let off the gas.
Okay. Well, help me, if memory serves me correctly, basically bass fishing tournaments started in Waco, I think at Lake Whitney, with Earl Golding, the former sports editor at the Waco Trib. I think he kind of put together the very first fishing tournament ever. He
really did. It was on Lake Whitney, and I think it was either 1955 or 1957 that he put on that event. And there was just a lot of guys in Central Texas who were bass fishing on Lake Whitney, and they were all bragging, I caught this or I caught that. And there was no way to really compare to see who the real liars were. So Earl put on this idea of a tournament, and it really caught on. And, having that event here in Central Texas was really a step back in history and a nod to what Earl did.
Well, tell me what's next on the fishing tour for you, and just before you hit the retirement stage.
Yeah, so we have 4 events in the regular season left this year. Our next one is at O.H. Ivy Reservoir, which is out at Brownwood. Some years we don't have a single event here in Texas, and this year we happen to have 2 of them, so I'm looking forward to that. And then after that, we'll head to Oklahoma and Arkansas up in the Beaver Lake area. And then we have our final one of the year will be up in Ohio on Sandusky Bay on Lake Erie.
Okay. Well, best of luck to you. Congratulations on a very successful professional career in fishing, and good luck in retirement, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Lark. Tell Patty I said hi.
I certainly will. That's Alton Jones. You bet. That's Alton Jones, the professional fisher extraordinaire that lived next door to me for several years. So I've known the whole family for a while, and they just outstanding family. And it's always nice to get in touch with him.
And he's going to ride off into the sunset after this season. But man, oh man, think about it, making a living with doing your, what's a passion for you. Yeah. So, he's been very fortunate. Good for him. Hey, we're brought to you today by Benchmark Construction and also by Jasper's Barbecue at 105 Clifton and Elm Street. It is a Friday edition of the program. When we come back, we'll kind of recap what's going on. Lark, springtime is so cool. There's so many cool things going on. We've got soccer playoffs. We got baseball and softball for high school and for college, and we're getting ready for the start of the Major League Baseball season. We got the NIT basketball tournament. We got the NCAA basketball tournament, both men's and women's. So there is a million things that's going on in sports, and that's what's so fun about this time of the year. And we'll talk some more about it when we come back. This is the Tom Barfield Show on a Friday.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
Welcome to Kitbag, the ultimate destination for football fans. Whether you're cheering for Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester United, or any other top club, for true football passion, think Kitbag. Visit kitbag.com today. That's KITBAG.com. Kitbag.
All right, you're back with us. It is a Friday edition of the program. We are presented by Tow King, 24-hour emergency roadside assistance available. Call them at 254-666-5484 if you need roadside assistance. All right, Lark Smith is alongside back in Waco. What's your weekend? I mean, I just mentioned there's 9 million things going on. What does your weekend look like?
Tonight I have a high school baseball game at Midway, between Midway and Temple. Mm-hmm. Then tomorrow I have a doubleheader at Bosque River Ballpark between McLennan and Hill. That's going to get underway at 3 o'clock. The schedules say it will begin at noon, but they decided to move the start time back to 3 o'clock so they can get some of the game in underneath the lights. Also, this weekend in junior college softball, McLennan finishing off their 4-game series at Hill, and Temple is not playing in conference this week. They have a doubleheader against a team known as DFW Postgrad over in Temple tonight. High school baseball around the Central Texas area this evening. Other than that Midway game, you've got Bryan taking on Harker Heights, Waco High and La Vega tangling with each other. Conley is taking on private school Live Oak. Lorena going up against North Crowley. Bosqueville hosting Moody. Then some of the softball games going on around the Central Texas area on this Friday. Midway is taking on Bryan. You've got Temple up against Copper's Cove. La Vega and Lorena are going to tangle in softball. So is Robinson and China Spring. West and Troy. Valley Mills taking on Bosqueville. Moody at Jonesboro. As you say, Tom, there's plenty of things to do in Waco. Get out and watch a high school game tonight. It's not unless you're just going to be sitting indoors watching basketball.
Yep, or watching and or listening to some baseball. We'll have the broadcast tonight of Oklahoma State and Baylor, and the radio broadcast begins at 5:45. So, and again, my buddy Mark Outlaw is going to join us on that broadcast because Derek Smith is about to go to work broadcasting the Baylor women's basketball game as they take on Nebraska. And that game is coming up here, I believe, at 1 o'clock this afternoon here. Over in Durham. And Lark, I don't know. He sent me a picture. Have you ever been to Cameron Indoor Arena? I have
never been there. Yeah. Well, I try to stay on the west side of the Mississippi River.
I got you. But here's the deal for him and for Lori Fogelman. They don't have a seat at the table. You are in the rafters. Yes. So he is high above, literally high above Cameron Indoor, and they'll be calling the game from up there. So he'll get a good view straight down. And I hope you're not afraid of heights, because I'm like, holy smokes, that's up there. So, they'll have that. Hey, next week on the program, we're part of Rogue Media 365 Sports, and we have several programs that deal with sports. John Morris has a program here on our network. Matt Mosley has a program. Pete Sousa, who does a lot of work for ESPN, has a program. I guess the grandfather of them all is 365 Sports with David and Craig and Paul Catalina. And Paul's going to join us on the program on Monday and kind of talk us through some of the college basketball. And he's also going to talk a little bit about their program, what you can find on their program at 3 o'clock every afternoon. Jordan Cox, who is a former sports director at Channel 10, Sports Acre at Channel 10. He's done a lot of things, a lot of play-by-play. He's also the men's golf coach at Mary Hardin Baylor down in Belton. They got a big tournament coming up where he's going to join us on Monday. Bryce Cherry and Johnny Tusa on Tuesday. Chris Clemens, the Robinson High School baseball coach, as they get ready for district play. In fact, they'll be in district play. I think they open with Conley on Tuesday night. So he'll join us. Kyle Yeomans will talk Cowboy draft. We'll talk some more golf with Jones Mitchell over at Lake Waco. And then the new AD at Waco ISD is going to join us. The new athletic director, Coach Williams, is going to join us. And then as we get ready, we'll be one day into the start of the Major League Baseball season. Former Baylor Bear and Ranger closer Sean Tollison is going to be on the program. So, Lark, we have a big Friday, to say the least.
Sounds like a great week ahead.
Yep, it does, doesn't it? All right, we got to get out of here. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of the program. Many thanks to Darin Thomas for being on the show. Thanks to Alton Jones for talking fishing with us. Thank you for being with us. And we'll do it again Monday at 10 a.m. on the Tom Barfield Show.